Hey, you guys, welcome back. I know I look absolutely great right now. I didn't wear any makeup today or anything. So, this is what I look like, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. So, today we're gonna be talking about forgiveness, and I'm gonna be filming my podcast episode as we talk about it. So, here we go. Hey, you guys, welcome back to the Better Than Yesterday podcast. This is Jayla and Baby, episode 22. And today we're going to be talking about the importance of forgiveness. Now, what even is forgiveness? A lot of people think and believe that forgiveness is something that we do and then continue as if it never happened, or forget it, or continue on with the person who has hurt us. But that's not what forgiveness is. It's actually so far from that. You can often, most of the time, all the time actually, you can forgive people and not interact with them or talk to them or speak to them ever again. Okay? Forgiveness is basically the act of letting go. So it's usually withholding negative emotions or thoughts or feelings towards a certain person or situation or event that happened. And when we let these feelings and emotions go, we're able to navigate through life more clear minded and level headed than when we hold on to this negative resentment within us. Okay. Knowing from past episodes and information that I have provided to you, we know that emotions are vibrations throughout the body. So, if we hold on to all this negative emotion and feeling, then we're going to feel it in our body, and it's going to cause stress to our body, stress to our mind, stress to our paradigm and view of life, right? So we don't want that to be happening. We want to be as open minded as we can to the opportunities and chances we have to come for future outcomes and events. We don't want things holding us back. Now, viewing situations with acceptance and understanding is a part of forgiveness. If we change how we're viewing the situation or traumatic event that happened by being in that person's shoes, or that person who's been involved in the event or situation that hurt you, we can develop a more sense of understanding and acceptance. A lot of the time, when it comes to forgiveness, it's really hard because we may feel we didn't get the closure that was needed, or the validation, or we just can't seem to wrap our head around a certain situation or reasoning. And it's just like we get stuck in a loop. Why did this happen? Why did they do that? I don't understand. Why is this always happening to me? And it's in a constant loop. A lot of the time, it's hard for people to forgive too because they sit here wondering or feeling that the person who caused them harm will come around one day and realize what they've done to you and how it affected you. And I'm sorry to say, but a lot of the time that's not going to happen. It's not. And it sucks, but it's true. I personally believe that closure is something that is an excuse to speak to the person again. We need to be okay with not having closure, not having reasonings, not having explanations. You need to learn to develop that part of you that we don't need an explanation. You don't need an explanation. Actions speak louder than words. What happened happened, and move on. Feel those negative feelings, acknowledge what happened, but move on. Because oftentimes we sit here to have a conversation with someone who hurt us, and it either one hurts us more, two doesn't even make us feel better, and three, it's not even what you wanted to hear, right? So closure and explanations and all of that don't aren't going to be effective for you most of the time. So that is something you should completely get out of your head. You do not need closure. You do not need an explanation. What you need is to let go. That's what you need. Okay. It's very important to realize too that forgiving someone or a situation is not forgetting what happened, not forgetting the person, not forgetting what was done and what was harmed in that process. It just it means letting go. Now this situation or event is a part of you. It's a part of who you are. It has shaped you into who you are. We grow in traumatic events. We learn from traumatic situations, hardships, stresses. Sometimes, it's a blessing in disguise. We're able to pick up things faster when we go through these hardships. We can see the signs more clear and easier because we've been in it and we've experienced it. Now, why is it so hard to forgive? Well, it's hard to forgive because it's hard not just to forgive the person in this situation that hurt us, but it's hard to forgive ourselves. We often look at the situation that happened and we are blaming that person. They did this, they did that, they didn't do this, they wouldn't stop that. But we often never look back at what we did because there's always two sides to every story. And it's very hard for people to acknowledge their wrongdoings. It's easy to blame and play the blame game, but there's always two sides. And if you let it go on and on for so long, you're already taking part, right? But you cannot get upset with yourself for something you were not aware of, right? That's what life is about, learning. You can't sit here and say, I wasted all this time, or I should have done this, or I could have done that. It's not fair because you didn't know. You were in it and now you're out of it and now you know. So if you were in a situation like that again, then you can blame yourself and say you could have done this or you should have done that. But it's not fair to say that when you've never been in a situation like that before and you couldn't have known any better. I mean, you could sit here and say all you want, like people telling you, I told you so, and blah, blah, blah. But we don't learn until we are in the experience ourselves and experiencing it in current time, in the reality of it all. Because we need to gain knowledge, experience, and awareness. We have to go through it ourselves. So it's very important in the forgiving process that we are taking accountability for our actions as well and being aware of it. That's the hardest part of forgiving and letting that go, though. Okay, they did this and that hurt me, but I also took part in the situation because I didn't do this or I did that. And I forgive that. I forgive them and I forgive myself. And now I'm aware and I know better and I'm releasing this and I'm letting it go and I'm going to be better and I'm going to move forward and I'm going to be better and stronger and more aware from this experience because that was the point of it, right? We are going through hardships and stress to learn and be better and grow. That's all it is. And of course, it must have been hard. I don't know what you've been through, but forgiving is hard. It's very, very hard. But let's talk about why you need to forgive, right? Other than the fact of what I've already said about we need to let go because it does affect how we view the world in our paradigm, we need to forgive so we can get out of that victim mentality. I am not saying that what you went through was not hard. That is not what I'm saying at all. You could have went through the hardest and most tough thing that I could have never imagined and may never understand. But when we go through something hard or something that someone really hurt us or wronged us, we end up pulling ourselves out and putting ourselves in a victim mentality. They did this and they did that and that's why I have anxiety and that's why I'm depressed and that's why, and we need to get out of that. Okay, no matter what happens, we need to get out of that because now you're carrying a burden on yourself. You make excuses in everyday life now because now it's affected your paradigm and how you view the world and how you view people because of this hurt that you carry, all these negative emotions you carry. You have this burden over you, this view of other people, this view of the world that you carry, this victim mentality because of this hurt that you feel. We need to release it because now it's like, oh, well, I have this and I feel that and I'm triggered by this because of that. And you may have been through something very extreme, and that's when you need to be aware of it and get help with it and work through it day by day, even if it's small. Even if it's small, because you're so strong and you can get through it. And today's the day, if you haven't already, to be strong and take those changes and take action into working towards this process of forgiving. It doesn't have to all be today, but it sure is a good first step today. Whether that's journaling, breathing through it, you have not forgiven the situation or event that happened if you speak about it and it hurts. Or you have a negative vibe or emotion connected to it. That's how you know you have not forgiven the situation. And you need to. You need to. It makes you stronger. The more you get through, the more hardships you get through, the more you learn to forgive and move past people and things, you you're better, you're stronger, you're mentally more aware, and you're able to view the world in a better way and give people more opportunities to be in your life. Wonderful people too. Obviously bad people too, but wonderful people as well. But if you have this negative paradigm because of the events that have taken place and you don't trust people and you get anxiety and you just don't want to open up to anyone anymore because of how much you were hurt, then you won't have the same opportunities as if you were open-minded and ready, right? It's really also important to remember that you can forgive, send love and acceptance and wish for the best for people at a distance. Forgiving doesn't mean letting people back into your life. Forgiving is releasing that from yourself, releasing that from them, and you can still be disconnected from them. If they don't bring positivity into your life and help you grow, if they stagnate you, make you feel small, make you feel like little, you do not want them in your life. You are so strong. You are stronger than you know. Do not let someone have control over the rest of your life because of the situation that you went through with them. And notice how I didn't say that they put you through, because you went through it with them. The situation you went through with them, do not let determine the outcome of the rest of your life in a negative way. You take what happens, you feel it out, and you use it to make yourself stronger. And the worse and harder it is, I believe that will make you so strong and help so many people once you're able to go through that self-growth journey and heal through that. Because there's a lot of people out there who do not know how to feel through emotions like that. And if you're able to overcome it, imagine how many people you can help who go through a similar situation. I hope this helped you in whatever way you may interpret it. If you liked this episode, this segment, please make sure you leave a rating and review. Share your thoughts. Share it with 3 loved ones that you feel can benefit from this, because I'm trying to help you grow and be the best version of your authentic self. And I can't do that without your help. So spread the love. I hope you all have a wonderful day/night. And as always, remember to be 1% better than you were yesterday. See you soon. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys.